Hello, I'm Catherine Van Zylen from Intensity, and I'm here to talk today about social media and its impact on customer experience management, and how text analytics can be used to better understand and serve customers across a wide variety of channels. Today's customers want to have a much deeper relationship with the companies they do business with. Not only do an overwhelming majority of customers believe that a company should have a presence on the social web, but over half of them have already interacted with at least one company that way. In addition, a lot of people use social media regularly to vent their frustrations to the world. And the world is watching, with nearly 3/4 of people using social media to research purchase decisions, and then using that research to fuel who they actually do business with. All of these customer conversations contain a treasure trove of information for companies. Everything from customers looking to switch from your offerings or your competitors, to people looking to buy, needing your immediate help, and providing suggestions and unsolicited insights. But one of the big challenges is that the volume of these customer conversations are far too great for a human to read through and assimilate them all. For example, one company estimated that if you printed Twitter and did nothing but read tweets throughout your entire workday, it would take you almost 3,000 years to get through it. Even using search, large companies are often faced with hundreds of references to their brand, everything from people retweeting press releases, to issuing urgent cries for help, to reviewing products, and so forth. And it's not just Twitter. There are millions of websites and blogs, billions of emails and SMS messages, lots of review sites and communities, Facebook, and so on. Not to mention that all of these customer interactions and conversations are often owned by different departments. You've got customer service answering emails, sending out surveys, taking down call notes. You've got marketing and market research running their own surveys and focus groups. And a lot of companies now have a separate social team that handles Twitter, Facebook, and community engagement. It can be really hard to get all of these people to sit down together at the table to come up with a plan for combining structured and unstructured customer information, looking at free-form unsolicited information, information gathered through traditional proven market research techniques, and so forth. This is where you really need to develop a comprehensive program within your company around customer experience management. It's been our experience that to effectively provide multi-channel customer analytics and engagement, you need to follow a 4-step process we call LARA. You need to be able to listen to your customers wherever they are communicating with you or with each other. You need to then be able to systematically analyze that information for key concepts, sentiments, brands, events, and relationships. You need to be able to relate that information to other information, like satisfaction scores, order numbers, customer returns, etc. And finally, you need to put in place policies and systems that allow you to effectively act on that information, responding directly to the customer, getting early warning of issues in the field, routing information effectively within your organization, and so on. A system designed for multi-channel customer analytics and engagement should allow you to pull in information from all of your customer conversation silos, including CRM systems, surveys, emails, social media, etc., and then allow you to both mine and act on that information. This can help you not only more deeply understand what your customers are saying about you and your competitors, but it can also allow you to respond directly to those customers with informed answers and assistance. The good news is that corporate understanding of just how important customers are has really been driven by the explosion of social media. However, although social gets all the attention these days, a comprehensive multi-channel strategy is key. Social media should not be pursued in a vacuum. It must be aligned with everyone that touches the customer, meaning you need to be in constant contact with all of your colleagues in analytics and engagement across other departments and areas of expertise, marketing, sales, legal, service, and so forth. This allows you to validate what you're seeing in one area against other information. For example, you might want to follow up on what a customer says in social media with a structured survey or focus group designed to elicit more feedback. Or your customers might be complaining a lot about an issue in social media, but you're not getting a lot of calls about it in your contact center. You need to ferret out whether that's because the issue is so minor that no one's bothering to call you. For example, I might not call customer service if a power supply on my computer is just getting really hot, whereas I might think to pick up the phone if that power supply were catching on fire. Or maybe it's just because everyone is repeating something they've heard and haven't actually experienced the issue themselves. You also want to ensure channel consistency. Many people have discovered that if they tweet an issue, the social media team treats them better than the traditional contact center, giving them faster attention and providing more freebies and better options. In too many companies, these sorts of channel inconsistencies are more a factor of independent decisions as opposed to implementations of concrete policies, and you obviously want to be able to control that. In implementing a LARA program, many companies start by putting in place a listening post that allows social media teams to see at a glance the metrics that matter to them, to see who is talking about their brand, how much their brand is discussed versus the competition, what the sentiment is out there, who the influencers are, and so forth. But no matter where you start, whether it's with social media monitoring, survey programs, etc., it's important to construct a multi-channel listening strategy, taking into account where your customers are interacting today and making sure that you're listening to all of those channels and that you have a cohesive program for bringing in all of these conversations across departments and across channels, whether those conversations are happening in Twitter and Facebook, review sites, customer service and marketing surveys, forums, emails, etc. Once you've gathered all this information, it's important to be able to analyze it. Just one review or email can hold a remarkable amount of information. Information about what products someone bought, who they bought it for, what they liked and didn't like. It can also reveal opportunities for upsell and cross-sell, reveal likelihood of churn, for example, the statement, if someone doesn't call me back, I'm closing my account, and so forth. The key is to use text analytics to automatically read, extract, and classify all of this information without you needing to search for it. The challenge for the modern text analytics system is, of course, to not only be able to parse well-formed speech, but also to be able to read social speak. Shorthand, emoticons, nouns uses verbs, new words being invented. These are all challenges that need to be met. Challenges which have made the older generation of text analysis systems that rely wholly on word lists often too brittle. It also is a challenge to be able to work hand in hand with humans, to be able to apply human insight where computers might fall short. The good news is that when done correctly, multi-channel customer analysis can help you spot issues early, validate that what contact center agents are entering as issue codes actually match what customers are talking about, and understand what might be affecting response time. For example, we found in one case that agents had thousands of formal codes they could enter for issues. And for some reason, the top 5 codes listed on the page just happened to be the top 5 codes they always reported, because the agents were being judged on how fast they could dispose a call as opposed to the accuracy of coding. Put text analytics in place, and you can mostly eliminate the need for manual coding, instead coding on the context of the text, reducing your costs. By going through text, you could also then figure out reasons behind satisfaction scores and so forth as well. With text analysis, you can automatically identify customer behavior indicators, churn, intent to purchase, recommend, and so forth. You can flag and route customer records based on what those customers are saying, moving particular cries for help that are very urgent in one direction, and merely reporting on other information. One of our clients told us that by using text analytics, they're able to see within 24 hours of a launch what the biggest headaches for them will be next year. Some of our clients are using text analytics to help feed existing predictive models to accurately predict who will churn versus who's merely threatening to churn. You can also use analytics to analyze pre-launch buzz to see if there's confusion about what the new product will and won't do, whether people are correctly picking up on your desired themes, and so forth. Once you've analyzed the information, you're then ready to relate this to other information within your business. If you've gotten 1,000 complaints about a product, it makes a big difference to know whether you've shipped 1,000 products or 1,000,000. You need to think about how you want to respond to issues raised in the field. Do you want to engage customers directly? Route things to legal under certain circumstances? How do you want to organize your response system? By product, channel, type of issue? How do you want to validate what you're seeing in one department or channel against another? And finally, how do you plan to leverage what you learn across your organization so that you can achieve your sales, service, and reputation goals? Because after all, it finally comes down to how you act with the information multi-channel analytics processes can reveal. That information can be revealed to your whole organization so that you can act more effectively. Once you've uncovered sentiment, top issues, churn reasons, top likes and dislikes, the whys behind Net Promoter Scores, and how you're measuring up to the competition, it's not only important to be able to analyze those and distribute charts about it, but to really think about how you're going to organize to validate that information and act on it. It all really comes down to you and your processes. What are your service and social SLAs? Do you want to have a common knowledge base where everyone who touches your customer can access it to provide consistent answers? What's your corporate voice? Are you friendly, casual, formal? How responsive do you want to be? Do you treat customers differently based on how much they spend or how influential they are? Or do you pride yourself on treating every customer as equally important? There are really no right answers, only answers that are right for your organization. Following the LARA process can help bridge the gaps between departments on a wide variety of initiatives, ranging from digital detectives programs where you're doing real-time discovery, analysis, and response to service and product issues, measuring customer satisfaction and sentiment, not only how they feel, but why they feel that way, and the particular features about your product or service that are causing them to feel that way. As we mentioned earlier, you can really use LARA to do effective product launch monitoring, understanding reported issues, understanding what features are particularly resonating with your customers, and so forth. You can perform churn analysis, and you can also find out those folks who are ready to buy. You can even do crisis analysis and response of discovering how non-product events affect your customers and prospects. Most excitedly, by using social media, you can also do all of this on your competition as well as on your own service and uncover a good deal of information that can be used for downstream action. Obviously, 14 minutes isn't a lot of time to discuss how your organization can effectively use LARA to enhance your customer experience management processes in multi-channel customer analytics and engagement. I look forward to speaking with you more about your LARA needs and about how you can more effectively utilize social media and other channels to more effectively understand and interact with your customers. Thank you, and have a nice day.